Hey everybody, welcome to Trending. Today is Thursday, December 23rd. Yes. Man, it's almost the end of the year. It's almost Christmas.
I know, man. I'm getting excited.
How's it going today, Joe? You ready for this?
Yeah, I am ready, man. It's good.
So we've got kind of a special treat for you today on Trending. We're going to, in just a minute, we'll talk about, I think we'll try to hit at least one trending topic today.
Right.
But we've got a special guest appearance.
Yes, that we had to kind of like implode the normal way of doing this.
Yes.
To make room for this guest.
When this guest becomes available, you drop everything to make it happen.
That's right.
Especially on today, on December 23rd. I can't believe we got this guy.
I don't know how.
He is a busy man.
Right.
Especially today, and especially tomorrow.
Right.
But Joe, somehow we got to talk to the one and only Santa Claus.
Unbelievable.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk to Santa. Santa, hey!
How's it going?
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and to meet you face to face. Normally I don't get to see you face to face.
I know. I feel like I've known you my whole life. This is just like amazing.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
you have. I remember when you were just a wee little lad.
Oh, you know what? Me too. It's amazing.
We should have one of those stories.
So Santa, it's December 23rd. I mean, it's almost your big day. What are you doing today?
Today I have to finish up loading up the sleigh, getting all the toys loaded in, making sure that everything just flows along nicely and that everybody gets what they're supposed to get.
Okay. I know it's a busy time. Okay, so you go around the world in one night, right? Like I'm sure if there's any kids watching, I'm sure how do you pull that off?
Indeed. Now everybody thinks that I travel around the world from east to west and like that. That's not the case. Actually, I travel north to south, staying in the time zone so that I can get all the way around on the one night.
Very, very smart. Okay, nice. I like that.
Indeed. The elves just figured it all out for me.
I love it. Joe, what questions do you have for Santa Claus?
Santa, it's kind of a snowy day there. Is it always snowing at the North Pole?
Not always, but most of the time. As you can see out over my shoulder, we got a good pile of snow going. And you see the northern lights flaring up real nicely today. That happens almost every day up here. But, it's a little different temperature here than it is down there for you guys.
Okay.
It's 24 below zero today.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, I'm glad you got your fireplace going there in the background. I'm sure it's toasty.
It's nice and warm in here. Between the elves and Mrs. Claus, they take care of me so well. I'm truly blessed.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Okay, so Santa, I know a lot of kids leave milk and cookies for you, right? So if kids are kind of getting things put together, getting their house ready, what is your favorite treat that kids leave you by the fireplace? What's your request?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me this one. I have actually two favorites. They're the round ones and the square ones. I just absolutely love them.
I love it. So you're not picky. You're good with any cookie.
Oh, I love any one I can eat.
That's right. That's right. What about for the reindeer? I mean, they have to be famished, all those miles that you travel. So can we put something out for the reindeer for a snack for them? What would that be?
Oh, that's a very good question. Now, customary people say that carrots are things that they love. Well, actually, they do like them, but they have a hard time chewing on them. And I don't like sitting behind them when they eat the carrots. Oh, my goodness.
I love it.
So they like oats, barley, and then they eat the moss off the trees up here. And yes, we really do have trees.
Okay. Very good.
Fantastic.
Okay. So another question I'm sure kids have is the whole chimney thing. How do you actually fit down the chimney, or what if their house doesn't have a chimney? I'm sure kids' minds are just boggled on how this amazing magic that you pull off. Tell us how that works.
Well, that's a good question as well. You see, the elves have come up with this yellow fairy dust. And that yellow fairy dust allows me to shrink down and go into the chimney if they have one. And if not, they've given me this magic key that opens up the home and takes care of all alarms. And then the yellow fairy dust also puts any dogs or cats or that, lets them have a nice little rest that I don't have to worry about them.
It sounds like there's probably a story there. Like you figured out what all you needed the yellow dust to cover.
There are so many stories I could tell you with that one. That would take far too much time for today.
Fair enough.
That's fantastic.
Okay, any other questions for you, Joe?
Well, we've got some people who tune in to trending, and we know that you've got a list, and you're checking it twice probably on a day. So could we? I don't know if this would be breaking the rules or not, but could we drop some names to you, and can you at least give them a heads up, maybe in these last hours where they need to kind of spruce up their life a little bit so that you can visit their...
If they're naughty or nice.
Yes.
If they're getting coal or if they're getting some good presents.
Yeah, so could you be so kind to give some reports on a few people?
I can make that happen.
Okay, all right.
Okay, we got a couple names here. So first up on the list, what can you tell us about Mr. Jason Klassen? Is he naughty or nice?
Oh, Jason, let me double check here. I got to check it twice to make sure.
Of course.
Jason, he's been pretty good this year. I'm very proud of him. He's made some improvements over last year.
I got that surprises me a little bit.
It does.
Okay, that's good for Jason. All right.
right.
Do you have anyone you want to throw on the list here?
How about kind of a younger person who turns into trending is Emily Galusha. What can you tell us about Emily?
Oh, my. Emily, she is just a doll. I don't even need to check that list twice. I know that name well. Yes, she has been so good this year. I'm excited how well she's doing.
Good. That checks out. That checks out.
Yeah.
Okay, this one I'm really anxious to hear about. What can you tell us about John Schall?
Yeah.
John Schall. Let me look here.
Yes.
Oh, John is doing okay. There are some little things he needs to work on, but, it's a starting point, and then you just build from there.
Okay, I like it.
Well, there's an important guy here at Ridgepoint, a man that does not need an introduction. We all know him, and you know him, Santa. But what can you tell us about Pastor Brent Warkentin?
Well, Pastor Brent, I know that name very well as well. And, oh my goodness, that whole thing, starting point and build, well, he needs to polish up a little bit. He's doing good, but, there are just those moments that, just like all of us, we have our moments.
Okay, you heard it here first, people.
That's right.
Pastor Brent has his moments. Okay.
Clock's ticking, man.
Okay, one more. A friend of the show. I think she's extremely nice. What can you tell us about Amy Morgan?
Oh, Amy, let me check here. Oh, yes, Amy, I almost forgot. She has been very good as well. I'm excited the improvements she's made over the last couple of years. It was a little rocky there for a little while, but my goodness, she has really improved.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
You know what? Your list seems to line up pretty well with ours, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I think we're on the same page with these people.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
great.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, Santa Claus, I know you're a busy man. We've got 2 more questions for you. Okay. So one thing that we typically do on this show is Pastor Joe and I would take a look at the top trending topics, kind of the biggest news stories, and we try to talk about them from kind of like our faith perspective. So the number one topic right now is Festivus. Joseph, can you tell? Do you know what Festivus is? Can you tell us?
Festivus is kind of like it's an alternative to Christmas for some people. It was popularized by the TV show Seinfeld and George Costanza's family. There's a slogan, it's the Festivus for the rest of us.
A new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
And it seems to be an interesting holiday where there's an airing of grievances. Sometimes a wrestling match breaks out in it. People seem to be pretty grumpy when they engage in Festivus. It seems to be like the opposite of Christmas,
right?
The Christmas season. So Santa, do you got any words about those?
What do you think about Festivus, Santa?
Yeah, what do you think?
Festivus is one that, they need to be really cautious of, because when they start airing your grievances like that, oh my goodness, can it just escalate out of control. Oh my. But, that whole thing of the lump of coal, that's the way for people to get on the good list.
Okay. All right.
Well, there we go.
Okay, there you go. Santa's hot take on Festivus. I love it.
Sounds good. Okay,
so we're talking to you today at Ridgepoint Church. Joe's a pastor. We both love working here. A lot of people watching this go to our church. And so I know obviously we love Santa. We love kind of the snowmen and the reindeer and all the holiday stuff. But I know there's another reason for Christmas that you're also very excited about. So tell us about what Christmas means to you, Santa Claus.
Indeed. Christmas is all about the birth of Christ. That's the important thing of this. I just bring gifts, but he brings the gift of eternal life. And how much better can it be than that? By sharing the love with family and friends. And speaking about that, reminds me of a story about the candy cane and what the meaning of is with the candy cane. You have the white stripes. That reminds us of the purity of the birth, the virgin birth. And the hardness of the candy reminds us of the firm foundation that we have in Jesus. And of course, you turn the candy cane upside down and it's a J. J, reminding us of Jesus and what he has done for us. The red stripes are the death and the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. And what that all means to us, the stripes that he bore as he took those beatings for us. And then there's the flavor of the candy cane. It's peppermint, which it's a very similar taste of hyssop. And hyssop in the Old Testament was used for purification and sacrifice. And so that anytime we get a candy cane, we need to think about what it is that Jesus did for us in the birth of his son.
I love that.
That's amazing. Santa, you could be a preacher. That was a great metaphor with so many layers.
Pastor Brent better be careful.
I have been told that before.
Watch your back, Pastor Brent. Santa's coming for you.
That's right, man.
Oh, no, I've got enough of a job to do with the toys.
That's true.
I love it. Before we wrap up, any other questions for Santa Claus, Joe?
No, I think I'm content. Well, where's the coat today? You're kind of dressed down a little bit. What's going on?
That's a very good question. Do you wear a coat when you're in the house?
Not usually.
Good point.
Same thing for me. I have this nice vest, and of course, I always wear my hat.
Of course. That's right.
And the coat, it's a beautiful coat, but it's just a little too warm when you're sitting by the fire and just enjoying the time, along with my hot cocoa that Mrs. Claus made for me. Oh, and you know what? I smell the cookies that she's got baking too. Oh, I'm just so excited.
Santa, you are just the best. Thank you for spending time with us. And I know it's a very busy day for you today and the next couple days. Hey, I don't know how the whole time zone thing works. So if you happen to be free tomorrow evening, 3:30, 4:45 or 6 o'clock, that's when we're having our Christmas Eve services. We just want to extend an invitation, Santa Claus. If you happen to be in Wichita, we'd love to have you here at Ridgepoint for one of our services.
That'd be awesome.
Well, thank you, but unfortunately, I'll be on the other side of the world at that time.
Wouldn't you know it? That's okay.
But I can tell you this, what I will be doing, I will be praying for you guys that God's blessings may be upon you during your worship service time.
Well, Santa, thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm sure you got a lot of work to do. Please give our best to Mrs. Claus and all the reindeer, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Blessings to you.
Thanks, Anna.